One of the main hardships was the whole college process. Being a first generation student, I didn't have opportunities like the TRIO programs to help me through the college process. So unfortunately, I had to do everything on my own. I had to have my dad's accountant help us do the FAFSA because we knew nothing about it. And so it was a struggle. It was a struggle knowing what we needed to do or how we needed to do things. And so I'm very grateful that I persisted and I figured it out on my own, and I never gave up, regardless of the hardship.
Being a first generation college student, the biggest obstacles or hardships that I faced was meeting and networking with other collegiate students, because growing up as a child, I was always kind of more the quiet, more the shy side. Now people, my friends and my coworkers know me nowadays, can't get me to be quiet. So that was the biggest hardship for me in college, just meeting and networking with other collegiate students because of my shy or quiet personality. Other than that, it was discovering the best way to study, because in college there's so many things that are thrown at you, so many different ways to study, and figuring that out. And at the same time, outside of all those two factors or points, also utilizing all the campus resources like TRIO. That's one thing I didn't find out until after I graduated, but I definitely would have taken an opportunity to be a part of that.
A challenge for me, being a first generation student, was knowing what major to major in, going into the field that I want to go to. I was told that you had to be political science, and that was a challenging major for me that I didn't like. So when I found out that I could switch to another major to go to law school, I immediately switched to criminal justice, and that helped me so much more.
When I decided to go back to school at my age, but it was something that I wanted to do for myself, and also to inspire my daughter to make sure that she knew it was never too late to go back to school. So when I decided to go back to TCC to get my associates, I had my husband's support, my child support, and the only obstacles that I faced were time management, making sure that I could work full time, that I could take care of my family, and that I could complete my studies. Well, I graduated with my associates, and I am currently attending Texas Wesleyan for my bachelor's. It's a very exciting time in my life. I have the support of my job. My bosses are incredible. I have the support of my family. They're so proud of me for going back to achieve this. And I guess with God's blessings, I'm going to receive this degree, but when I receive it, when I finally get my bachelor's degree, it'll be something that I've achieved for myself. And I just want others to know that it's never too late to go back to school and fulfill your dream.
Probably the biggest hardship I had in college was the fact that I got married very young. I was a sophomore in college when I got married, so I had just turned 20. And of course, with any kind of new marriage, we were young. I was in college, I couldn't work, and we were technically very, very low income. And just like anybody else, having low income has its challenges, and we struggled financially, but we managed to make it through, and I managed to graduate college despite that.
There were two hardships I faced while I was in college. The first one, of course, was money. I came from a household where there was no college fund. There wasn't people even in my family that could send me money to help me with just basic necessities. So I knew that starting freshman year, I had to get a job. And not only that, I started senior year just applying for scholarships and just being on the scholarship game and just making sure that I was applying, at least putting myself out there so I could get scholarships. The second hardship I would have to say was feeling inadequate, just feeling like I didn't belong in college. Just hearing people who would go different places on the weekends, whose family had given them cars, they had the newest clothes, and just me feeling like a little country girl in this on this college campus.
It's very hard going through a process where your family doesn't have the experience and can't give you advice. I faced a lot of hardships in getting all the materials for the college process and explaining to them why I needed the material and the documents, and it could be a little bit frustrating. Thankfully, I was a part of the TRIO Upper Bound programs in high school, and I was able to face my hardships with a great support system.
Being a first-generation college student, I faced many obstacles during my process. I had no idea how to navigate the whole college application process. I didn't know I had to do my FAFSA every year. there were a lot of things I didn't know, and my family didn't know how to help me. So it was really lucky that I found a mentor that could help me navigate the process and save my college career.